Reyne, start with you first. In your college career, what's the biggest rivalry you've ever been involved in?
So at Charleston, we had a pretty good rivalry against UNC Wilmington. Those fans would get there early and kind of say some stuff to us. So, I mean, that was a pretty good rivalry, but I guess it's nothing kind of compared to what we're about to go into.
Were you aware before you got here of Louisville, Kentucky? Did you pay any attention to it? Or?
Yeah, like you kind of know all the rivalries around college sports, and kind of as a fan, that's what you get excited for, to watch kind of like the college rivalry stuff from obviously Kentucky Louisville and like Duke UNC and games like that where kind of the whole nation's watching and kind of get excited for it.
Question for either of you. What stands out when you watch Kentucky on film so far, and just getting a scout of them? What stands out the most?
Something probably that stands out the most is them in transition. You gotta really find the transition and their maturity and how they play, their IQ. That's probably the main thing to stand out.
Yeah, I mean, they're a high-scoring offense. They're one of the leading scoring teams in the country, and they do a really good job in transition. So that's something that we've been focusing on. And like they're a really good shooting team, so just kind of taking away that 3-point line. And yeah, so we're kind of going to go over a lot of stuff today during practice and kind of make the adjustments we need to make.
All right. What's been your biggest adjustment, do you think? And are you pleased with the way you've progressed so far?
My biggest adjustment probably just been getting comfortable, not worrying about making mistakes, just playing my game and still doing the best I can to make my teammates have the best ability on the court too.
Can I, kind of building off of that question, how much have you kind of had to accelerate your progression given the injury situation?
It's had to accelerate a lot, especially for Coach, his trust in me as a freshman, only freshman on the team. I feel like I've prepared a lot for this moment, and I've been ready to step up.
Again, to follow up on that, has it helped being around all these older guys? I mean, you got a bunch of experienced people around you.
Yeah, it's like having multiple coaches as my teammates. I listen to everybody, each and every, like Reyne, Ali, everybody. They takes me to the side, tell me little things I can do to help me get better and use them in the game. So it's just like having multiple coaches around.
You guys have a kind of a mentality that you treat everybody the same, but does it feel different getting ready for this rivalry game, maybe the last day or so, both inside the facility and outside when you're kind of interacting with people?
It definitely feels different. Preparation stays the same. We treat everybody like it's the biggest game in the world. So. But this definitely feels different. It's nothing like this one.
Yeah. Rep holds over 20,000. It's loud. They try and be intimidating, and when they get on runs, sometimes opposing teams can sort of flounder a little bit. What's going to be key for you guys to not let them get on a big run like that?
Just stick together as a team. The basketball's a game of runs, and we're going to make ours. They're going to make theirs, and we can't really let the crowd be a factor. They're not the ones out there playing, so we just got to kind of focus on us and kind of our process and what we're doing defensively, what we're doing offensively, and understand they're going to make runs, we're going to make mistakes, they're going to make mistakes, and just kind of stay consistent with the process during the entire time.
You guys are also down 3 players, guys who are really good players, have been playing a lot of minutes. Have the other guys that are playing, have you guys talked about what everybody needs to do to overcome that?
Yeah, I think guys have done a really good job in understanding you're going to play a little different role kind of compared to what you were over the summer while practicing as a full squad. So there's adjustments that are made throughout practice, and guys are understanding that they're going to have to step up now, and now's the time for this opportunity for the guys out there.
I think 3-point shooting was supposed to be a strength going into the season. How do you explain what's happening with that?
I'm not really too sure. I think I've seen how guys shoot every single day, and we generate a lot of good looks, and they're going to drop. I've seen the work kind of put in every single day from all the players, and how guys have kind of caught fire in practices when we scrimmage and things like that. So it's just a matter of time, really.
Khani, you spoke about just how important it was to have PK trusting you as you step into this bigger role in the lineup. Was there a moment when you think back on it where you felt like that maybe you had that trust coming in with him? Obviously, that's why he signed you and brought you in. But like, has there been a moment during this during this stretch where you're playing more, where you felt like where you kind of like felt that trust? I guess solidify, or maybe in a sense kind of like earn it by what you're doing on the court?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Yes. So you mentioned just how much Pat trusts you now, and just how important that is. Was there a moment where you felt like you kind of like earned that trust, playing wise, or like he obviously trusts you because he brought you here to play for Louisville, but like has there been a moment where you're actually playing on the court where you feel like you kind of like earned that trust from him?
Well, with PK, you probably won't even hit the court if he don't trust you. But definitely, I feel like just working every day in practice and just earning the trust in here before even getting to the court. I feel like when he looks at me and asks me if I'm ready, that's him putting his trust in me.
For either of you guys, you've had a really rough stretch of schedule, a bunch of top 25 teams. How has that panned out? I mean, do you feel like it's a good thing, or you've learned a lot?
Yeah, I think we've had a tough schedule and a tough month since the Bahamas especially, and it only makes us better for long term. Like, we're not trying to be our best right now. Yes, we want to win these games and things like that, but it's a process, it's a long season, and by the time March comes, we've just about been through anything from adversity and things like that. So it's been really beneficial to kind of go through this stretch of playing these like top 25 teams, and just kind of figuring out as a team of where we need to get better and what we're doing well. So when March comes around, we'll be ready to go.
How much of an advantage is it that you guys haven't played in this game? Like, there's no baggage, there's no pre-existing. Technically, as we sit right now, you guys have never lost to UK, So does it allow you to maybe play more freely or anything like that? Just kind of not having a whole bunch of history in your head?
Yeah, for sure. I'm kind of going in and I have really no idea what to expect. And for me, I'm kind of taking the same approach to as I would for any other game. I want to win. I'm going to lock in on the scouting report. I'm going to prepare as best I can so I'm ready for that game. And that's kind of just my mentality going into it. There's obviously a big rivalry and matters more to fans and everything like that. But for me, it's just kind of taking that same approach to every game like I usually do.
Anything else for these two?
Pete K already had like an inkling of how big this rivalry was, considering he grew up in Cincinnati. But for you guys, when you first came here, how quickly did it come for you guys to realize, like, just being around fans and everyone to realize, like, oh, like this rivalry is a lot bigger than maybe we thought it was?
From day one, they say you can lose every game and beat Kentucky. That's just tell you enough right there how big it was when I got here.
Yeah, it's just kind of the same thing. As soon as I committed, it was all that, like, beat Kentucky, do this. So you see on like social media, the two fan bases kind of going back and forth with each other. So kind of knew straight away what it actually meant to everyone around.
Just a quick follow on that. How much has Coach Siva talked about, his time playing in the rivalry with you guys, and just some of those big games? he was in the game where they played in the Final Four. Obviously, it's a big one.
Yeah, like we've asked kind of Lou about it because really, like as I said, I've got kind of no idea really what to expect. So you kind of ask him to see his experience and what it's like, and he just talks about kind of what it means to the state and what it means to Louisville. So we're just excited to get out there, and he's helped out kind of with preparing us kind of the best he can.
All right, thank you.